Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We should all be joining in. Where is everybody at? All right, we got people joining. Who do we have so far? Anna Marie, Brittany, Hector, Laura, Shirley, Tatiana. We've got people in the chats already. Let us know where you're all from. I love to see where everybody's from. Awesome, everyone. We have such an exciting webinar planned for tonight. It was a last minute thing. We really wanted to do something different than we did last year when we announced our Hushie of the Year, Miss Amanda. And we are so excited. Well, Chris and I are excited. Amanda's not excited. No, just kidding. To announce our 2026 Hushie of the Year. And that's what we're all here for. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll give everybody about one more minute or so to join in. We've got Holly. Hi, Holly Brown from Massachusetts. Guess where I
All right.
am?
I know tonight oh yeah, she's in
I'm
Arizona
in
with me. We're at
Arizona.
four.
I'm in the other room from Miss Chris, believe it or not. I am not in that freezing cold weather right now, and I am not jealous. What were you going to say, Chris?
No, I know it's difficult to try to pick a time to do this. Last year we did this with Amanda, live on Instagram, and it didn't, it's just so much nicer to do it this way and put it on Zoom because then this is going to go um, out on our YouTube, guys, where we load all of our Zooms and things. So it'll be a great opportunity to have it. So Amanda can watch her farewell down the road, and the new person gets to see their entry into this. I didn't even think about it last year. This has taken on a life amongst itself with this Hushy idea I had, and I'm so excited because we do have as Pam from Med Spa says, we have a Hushy Nation or a Hushy Collective. We do have a great group of clients and supportive team members and supportive clients and supportive distributors and all of the above.
I know we're going to miss Miss Amanda, but we
I
have
have
some
funny
more
feelings. I
new
told her
people.
she's always going to be the OG Hushy, but we have to give people another chance. We all can't be the winner of something every year. So, but she will always be the OG.
Chris, what made you think of the Hushie? What made you pick Amanda as our first Hushie?
Nothing one thing in particular, because you guys know there is no contest for this. This isn't like our scholarships or when I'm giving away a trip to something. This was about, watching the support people do with others, the kindness they extend to others, seeing how they support the company, really ask questions and dive in. And, it's just kind of a whole thing. And I watch people. I see what's going on. I know you guys don't think I do it. Some of you probably know.
Oh,
I'm the
I know
one who
you watch.
answers the
I know you
DMs.
watch me.
I'm the one who does the DMs. I'm the one who does the reshares. I do a lot of the letting people into the group and monitoring those things while my team helps me in that group. But all the social stuff is me. I see the emails that come into my support department. I see everybody's emails that come into this office. I see, how you relate with other people online and different things. And so, yeah, it was tough. I mean, it was like Amanda stood out really a lot this year. It was like this year is like this person stood out. When I talked to Amanda about who this person is, you guys are going to see. She's like, no, I totally agree. This is like the excellent choice. She saw that person really doing this all year. So we're excited.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Amanda. Amanda was our 2025 winner. Look how beautiful she is with her sash and her bright red glitter lipstick.
I'm saying.
Amanda, do you want to tell us, for those of you who may not know you, a little bit about yourself and your practice?
Sure. My name is Amanda Mazer. I am located in the Ozarks in Missouri, and I have a little spa above my two-car garage that I do, what do you call it, facials and waxing. And I've been open for about 3 years or so, and I've been an esthetician for about 10 years.
Awesome. And when you first found out that you were Hushie of the Year, what went through your mind? Because you didn't really know in advance,
No,
right?
Oh,
no,
she
I
knew
didn't
about
know
it. She
what,
knew about a day in advance, but I
Okay.
called her.
yeah. She just gave me a call and like asked me what like t-shirt size I was and that I was going to be like the Hushie. And I was like, woohoo, like I didn't know what Hushy meant, but like I was game for it. And then it all unfolded into like what you guys saw over this past year, which is insane. So I
And
was
we'll talk
shocked.
about that in a minute and really how it really brought you out of your shell. I mean, Amanda was like this little hermit in her little shell when we went to Las Vegas, and by the end, she was like, "Woo!" No. So before the experience, before you knew that you were the Hushy, what did Hale and Hush mean to you as a brand? Like, what did you think of Chris and her company, and what did it represent for you?
It was a lot. Because like I said, I started out doing primarily waxing and then kind of slowly incorporated facials. So like finding a company that was very supportive of somebody who was kind of new, I don't want to say like newer to the industry, but newer with product lines and things like that. The amount of support that Chris and the team did as far as like with product knowledge and all the classes and all the support that like if anything ever happened, you can reach out to somebody and they'll get back with you like immediately. And
Hmm.
so I think it gives you a lot of confidence in the treatment room that you may not have if that isn't your shtick with, what you normally do from day to day. And so it's helped me professionally and personally so much over the past, I don't know, I've probably been using it 4 or 5 years now. And I just, hands down, the best line, easy.
So from being a solo SD and living in a pretty isolated type of community, right? I know you live like on a lot
Yeah,
of acreage and there's not a lot around you from our conversations. How
for
would you
sure.
say that this experience really brought you into the aesthetics community, both within our what we have as far as like the people that you know and that you've met? I know you went to a retreat over the summer, and I know that
Mhm.
you went to the trade show with us. So how did that really connect you with other estheticians and also within your community? Were you able to bring that home and showcase that to your clients?
Oh my gosh, for sure. Like I'm originally from Chicago. I'm in the big city or whatever, but as an adult, I've been out here in the sticks,
Chicago.
which, yep. Which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love being in the sticks, but like I don't advertise. I don't, no one's going to drive past my house. And, I was really just happy with my own little kind of circle. And then Chris has helped pull me out of that shell, especially with like Vegas. Um, I was like in shock of just what life is like, what a trade show is like, all those kind of things. And everyone in the team was so kind. And Chris introduced me to a bunch of people. Melissa walked me around and said, like, hey,. This is a good one, or this isn't good, Tatiana,
Don't say
Shauna,
that about anybody, never.
but all that to say, like the amount of camaraderie and support with estheticians that are not only on Hale and Hush, but who they introduced me to. Like I now have all these lasting relationships with people that I never would have met had I not been Hushy of the Year. And not only like professional, I can help, but now I've got a lot of really close friends. And so it's been amazing.
So you came with us to the Las Vegas show. There's a picture right there of you and I behind the booth. I think the next one is of you in Las Vegas too. There it is. Why did you choose Las Vegas? Why did you want to go to that show?
So I was asking Chris and Shauna where the most of you guys, like the Hale and Hush team, were going to be at so I can meet the majority of you because I've known you all for so many years, like through classes and stuff and text messages, but never in
Virtually,
person.
right?
Yeah, virtually. So Vegas was where the most people were going to be. So that's why I went to that one.
So how did it feel for you to like finally put like faces to the names and, be able to interact and meet the
It was
mentors and stuff
It
like that?
was so good. I hugged and kissed everybody. Like it was fantastic. And like everybody's personality and what you think they are and how they come across in educate is exactly the same in person. There's no like, oh my gosh, who was that, 100% equal. It was just, yeah. And I got to meet some other mentors and friends that again have known and interested that were in different other
Right,
booths.
right.
And so again, so to like actually put faces to their names was awesome.
And you got to see a little bit of us behind the scenes. So not only the professional side of us, but the,
But what
the
happens in
unprofessional
Vegas
side of us.
stays in Vegas, Melissa. We don't like tell everything.
So
Right.
what stood out to you the most about spending time with Chris and all of the team on the outside part of work?
Yeah, so I think that I was surprised at, because no matter where you work, like, you can have some cliques or some people that are kind of get along, some other ones don't. And I think it was really cool to see how the entire team supports and actually like likes each other and hangs out outside of the shows and outside of work. Like that was really cool. So I don't know, you guys are all just so genuine. I love
Thank you.
you.
And how do you feel like the relationships that you've made thus far within the aesthetics community have held up for you? Like, is there anything specific that stands out that from being the Hushie of the year has kind of brought you up to a different level?
Oh, for sure. So, I mean, the Hale Hush team themselves have helped me tremendously when it comes to, how to create menus, classes like that. Oh my goodness, there's so many.
It's okay. If you can't think of it, no big deal. Tatiana said that's why we're team awesome.
They
Right.
really are. Like anything that I was afraid to do or I was worried about, there would be somebody on the team that has already done it or could give me advice on or knew me or knew who to like point me in the direction of someone that was, excellent at something. And then a lot of the estheticians that I've met over the years now have helped me. Like I changed complete waxes because of one esthetician that said, "Hey, try this," and actually sent me a bag of something just randomly for me to try. Like those are the type of people that you meet. And it's amazing. It's like it's girls cheering for other girls. And I feel like you don't see that a lot, especially in our industry. So, like the vibe attracts your tribe. And that's, I think, who Chris is. So it fits exactly.
And you talked a
Gonna
little bit
make me
about,
cry here.
talked a little bit about like the impact of the networking, the new social circle that you have. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think specifically has shifted for you since you've kind of opened up that circle of people in your professional and personal career now?
I definitely feel less alone. I think in the beginning, especially when you're working from home, like no one else sees you, and every solo esthetician out there, like you're in your own little space, your own little world, and it can get extremely overwhelming because not everyone's good at social media, decorating, menu, treatment, all the stuff. And so getting to know all these other estheticians that are in all different phases of their careers and things that they do and where they live, everything, it definitely makes you feel less alone because you're like, okay, I suck at this too, but I figured out a way to do this. And everybody's just been so helpful in wanting everybody else to succeed along beside them. And so
Mhm.
that has just been like, it's just insane. I definitely don't feel alone anymore.
Is there anything that Chris specifically may have taught you about relationships and connections within the industry?
That I have to network. I didn't. Like I didn't do it at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in my own little small town. I taught at the college and I was just really happy in my own little kind of bubble. And you don't know what you don't know. And so with her saying, like, I want you to meet this person, let's go here, let's do this, let's be part of that. And even like when she donated the products for a charity, I got out. I mean, I would have never done any of these things if it wasn't for her. And now I have all these relationships and friendships with people that are I can't even qualify as far as like how important they are and how special they are to me. So she's helped me tremendously.
And why do you think, as a solo esthetician, networking can sometimes be scary? Or do you have any tips for somebody else that might be listening that is a solo SD that is kind of intimidated by getting out there into the public? Would you give them any advice or?
Yeah, I definitely think that as much as you're nervous to ask a question, because maybe you think it's a simple question, or maybe you think that at this point in your career, you should already know what the answer is, that if you do ask it, 99.9 times out of 10, someone's going to answer you with kindness and generosity, and they're going to help you. But I think a lot of us are afraid to look stupid or incompetent or whatever that we just don't ask. And so, like this past year, like I've been asking questions that maybe I know the answer, but like maybe there's a better answer out there. And getting input from estheticians all over with all different various experience, like you learn a lot more than you could if you just stayed quiet. So definitely put yourself out there more.
I agree 100%. Is there a specific class or an event or any opportunity that really that you've taken over this past year that really expanded you as an esthetician, you as a business owner, or you as an individual?
There's a couple. So the scientific symposium, Chris gifted me a ticket to that, and that was like 2 or 3 days of this incredibly high level education that holy cow. I don't care how smart you are, you're going to be blown away. Like that was
It's
tremendous.
amazing, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I thought I knew some stuff, but I don't. Um, so that was incredible as far as just like knowledge and chemistry, biology, that kind of stuff. And then going to the retreat, the Awaken retreat, again, I got to see a lot of other Hushies in person. And that was like a whole personal super growth. And then I think like the classes like throughout the year that Hale and Hush had as far as like menopausal skin and things of that nature has helped kind of guide me to be a little bit more specific in what clientele I want to attract because of
Mhm.
those classes. So I'd say those three were huge for me this year.
Awesome. And then as a business owner, when you call the office or speak to our support team, what does that how would that help you as a solo business practitioner, even, not being solo, just in general? Can you talk any way about how Hale and Hush has supported you as an owner?
Oh my gosh, for sure. The entire staff, and when you get to meet them in person, it's even better because now like I call and I know the face, I know the personality. And I'll just be like, hey Sarah, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like you're hanging out with girlfriends. So like it's super fun. And anything you could possibly need or ask about, they will get it to you. If they don't know it off the bat, they will find somebody or Chris will call you. Like there's never any with, I think, other lines when you call and you're like, hey, I'm not sure about this or what should you do about that. And then maybe a week later, you might get an email. Like, no, you're going to find out the answer like right that, but 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night, you're going to know the answer. So yeah, it's
And
tremendous.
that was probably before you were even a Hushy too, as far as customer service and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the reasons probably the main reason I stuck around and, you know, still a Husky.
As far as like support and visibility, I guess, in general, how did the entire experience of being the Hushy, what did that do for you and your business, I guess, if you had to put it all into
Yeah.
perspective?
Have your photo
Now,
up on the wall so they all know when they walk in for their treatment that you were the Hushie, correct?
I do have this up there. I'm going to leave that up there. I have to find like a frame or something to be able to put it on. But um, so it was huge because I'm not a social media person. Like I'm not a
Well,
fan. I
you
don't
are
like to
now.
do it. I know, but like I don't want to be. And so needless to say, having my photo out there because of the trade show, because of all the all the things. If you were to look before at like my Instagram, they'd be like, "Ooh, like 7 people saw your photo," and then it's like Chris puts your picture up there, and all of a sudden 4,000 people saw you. So the amount of eyes on your business grows substantially. And then, like when people are searching for a waxer for facials, or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, what is Hushie of the Year, whatever?" And I automatically now have some clout, even if they don't even know what Hale and Hush is. They're like, "Oh, this girl won an award for something." So, like that right there helped me a lot as far as definitely getting my business name out there and having people think like, "Oh, she's legitimate. Like she's just not some podunk in the country."
I love that. You mentioned earlier how Chris gave you some donations to give back to the community, which she did for all of us educators, which is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Just again shows how supportive Hale and Hush is to all of our team.
for
Um,
sure. For sure.
how does that generosity now reflect upon you and your brand? Like, how does that help you as a business owner?
It's tremendous. So, Chris had from the beginning, and I think everybody on this webinar would say the same thing. She's the most generous person. I nickname her Santa all the time because she just is constantly giving, doesn't want anything back, just wants to see you smile. And so I think like this entire year with everything that she's been able to and has chosen to give me or to help me with, I then pass along to clients. So like the money that she helps me save on X, Y, and Z, if I have somebody coming in and they've had a really bad day or, something's going on in their life, I'm like, hey, like, today's on me, like, don't worry about it. And so I have this cushion that I can give because she gave to me.
It's
So
amazing. It's so
I
true,
love
right?
that. Yeah.
How have you seen Hale and Hush evolve over the years, even before you were a Hushie? Like what stands out to you most about Hale and Hush as a brand?
It's grown tremendously just in like the 4 or 5 years. The amount of products that have come out is insane. Like there was just a little bit, and now it feels like every couple months something new is coming out, and it's even, better and greater than what was before. So product wise, there's been a lot of growth. As far as social media presence, tremendous. Even from like just normal postings, like that has increased a whole bunch. The amount of educational classes that are offered, all the collaboration with webinars, um, all of that has grown substantially since I've been there. And it's like, I'm proud. Like, I know that you guys support me, but like, I'm proud of you because like you've come a tremendous long way. And even with like the amount of educators, the type of classes that you guys are offering, the trade shows that you're at, all these things have just kind of like blown up and like, oh, that picture right there, like a crap load of awards. We couldn't even hold them all. Like it's so exciting. So, and 10-year anniversary last year it was even more special. So it's huge.
How did you feel being at that event with us?
Oh my gosh, we were all screaming. I've never heard anybody scream so loud for that. And like, Katie and all those other ones got some, like, no hate on them, and everyone's like, and like, hey, on Hush, well, and we just like dominated everything. So they
That was
definitely know
what
that we were
ASCP, right? ASCP from last year. Yeah. We won, how many awards was it? Six?
6, 7.
Five there, and then we won a Dermascop Icon Award, which Amanda got to go to that too at a speakeasy at the Venetian with all the bigwigs of all the companies. While the
So
ASCP does have
fancy.
company owners and it has estheticians there, this one was just like the bigwigs of the company. All the owners of the company were at this Dermascope Awards thing, so Amanda got to go to that too.
And she had to be up on stage with us while Chris was collecting all those awards.
It was so fun. So much fun.
So what did it mean to you to be the first Hushie of the year?
Oh my goodness. Ah, I don't want to cry. Okay. It was so special for a couple of reasons. I think the main one is that I didn't, like she was saying, like I didn't apply for it. I didn't try for it. I didn't, so for somebody who is as high up as she is in the aesthetic industry, to see somebody who's, you know, just doing her little thing and just being who I am and to say, hey, like, I think that you're worthy of this, um, is something that I will hold dear to my heart forever. And even if it didn't come with anything else other than just the title alone, will forever be one of my
Made me
greatest
cry.
accomplishments. Will forever be one of my greatest accomplishments. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting choked up. I had to have a sip of water. Well, I know how you feel about this, but you wanted to share how you feel about passing the torch to the next recipient in reality. I know you're sad, but in
Yeah,
reality, how does it feel to pass this award to the next person?
I'm I'm so excited for the next Hushy. He or she is going to have a year of just limitless progress and growth. And, he or she is going to grow as a person, as a business. It's going to be wonderful. And they'll have all the support of the entire Hale and Hush team and all the Hushies behind them. So I'm excited for them.
And if you could sum up your entire annual experience in one word, do you have a word for that?
Phenomenal. Mhm.
Well, we know we've told us already how it's shaped you into who you are today. But what would you say to another esthetician who might just be watching and just quietly doing great work but doesn't feel seen yet? What would you suggest to them?
Yeah, I think one of the things I learned, it's a hard thing to learn, is that you can't be seen unless you put yourself out there. And
Hmm.
so I like to hide from social media and hide from all that kind of good stuff. And then, at the end of the day, you wonder why you kind of feel alone in your treatment room. But if you reach out to other estheticians in the community, I think it's shocking how supportive people really are at the end of the day. And so, if you can do that and just get in a Facebook group or like the Hale Hush Pros group, everybody is super kind and willing to help you with anything, any protocol, any product, like you name it. So put yourself out there and you will definitely feel the love.
Well, Amanda, before Chris talks to you, I just want to say how proud I am of you and how honored I am to have gotten to know you and just how wonderful you have been. And I'm happy for you and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I
You're
love you
welcome.
so much.
Chris, a
I've
word
got
from
my
Chris.
tissue ready if I need it here, because I've almost been crying through all this. So let me see. Amanda, when we chose her, I did call her on the phone and I couldn't get her off the phone for half an hour because she was crying so hard. And I'm like trying to tell her, and I'm like, I'm trying to talk to you. We're trying to arrange this. And she just kept crying. Um, it meant a lot to me because it meant that I was saying no. Um, uh, I touched somebody. So it's not about being the biggest person, our biggest client. Many brands, they focus on who is our top sales, who is all of that. It's not about being that. Because most of my clients are, somebody's usually the second, third, or fourth line. We can be your main line for some of you guys, but that's where we fall. So it's not just about that biggest client. I watch all of you guys. Like I mentioned earlier, I see what you guys are doing on socials. I follow that stuff. I read the orders. And if you guys don't know, I'm here at 4:30 in the morning checking orders and seeing what people are ordering and what they're doing and how we can support our team. And as Amanda's grown, it's like the whole year I've seen her get out there more. Like she said, get out of her shell, show up for things, want to go. I know she was like freaking out to go to Vegas, like, and they took her to a concert. We did this. She got to go to the awards, and I was like, she was so shy when we got there. By the time we left, she's walking around doing the wave, walking through the aisle, and people are stopping her, going, "Ooh, what's a Hushie? Like, how do we hear about this?" And she was sending, like, she was the Pied Piper to come back to our booth. So, I see that I've seen you grown in your business because I've seen your numbers change this year for sure. Um, I've just seen you get out there and just not be so shy anymore. I think it's good to get out of your shell and take that step. And I see you supporting others still, even though you're Hush of the Year, you didn't stop doing what you did in the first place. You're still being that supportive person to other people. And, you're always going to be a part of us. There is always going to be, and I'll say, and I'm going to say this now, what the Hushie of the Year gets for winning, besides just the beautiful sash, um, you get a discount all year, 15% off on all of our products, and that includes kits, everything. You get free education. All of our education is free, even if it's not Hale and Hush branded. If it's with somebody else, I cover the cost. You will get to the scientific symposium if that comes up again with Dr. Aaron. You get to do that for the 2 day for free. Every new product launch we have, you get the products before everybody else. You're privy to a lot of things. Amanda, one thing she did that I thought was so funny, she took everybody's product knowledge class 2 or 3 times during the year. I'm like, have you not seen them talk all these times? She's like, I learned something every time. So the winner again this year is going to get that opportunity to, if you want to watch every class every time, I don't care. If you want to listen to Melissa yammer on all over the place, that's okay. You can listen to her 15 times. But you also get to go to a trade show of your choice. Education that you want at the trade show. We do our best to go around and introduce you to other people and expand your horizons of things you're interested in and finding other mentors for you besides just all of a Team Awesome. Finding things that you guys are really interested in doing. But that's kind of what you're getting with it.
And swag, lots of
Oh,
swag.
lots of swag.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the swag.
I just sent her some new swag when I was sending, some other swag out for somebody. And she's like, but I've already got. So I go, no, you don't have that yet. So she does have lots of swag. So, but no, I thank you, Amanda, for doing this. And I know you told me you are going to be your OG Hushy forever. And you're still part of this. And if we can keep you included in some things or, learning because you've really grown, we're always there for you too, for support and reaching out and, different things. I think you're even gonna maybe help Melissa with a class one time or something. So, we see opportunities and whoever the Hushie is this year, we want to grow and we want to help you and support you. I do that with my educators. I help them, giving them more education that they can take and, we want to help you and our Hushies as well. So I'm excited to see the winner here
I think
and
it's just
we'll
about
see what we can do
time.
as long as Amanda lets her on, or him on.
Yeah,
And
about that. No, I'm just
finally,
kidding. Okay.
you guys
Should I announce
ready?
it?
The winner. Go ahead, Amanda.
All right, guys. The 2026 Hushie of the Year is Tina Perello.
Woohoo!
Got five.
There she goes. She's unmuting herself now.
Or she'll mute herself. All right. Got her camera on.
I gotta do that right now. She was nope, she's gotta do it. Yep. I requested it. Can she do it? There she
There
is.
she is.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Tina. Congratulations.
Hi, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone who's watching?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm Tina Perello. I have a spa in Pennsylvania where I do nails and skin. And yeah, this phone call was the shock of the shock of the day. Never expected it in a million years, to be honest, but just so, yeah, I don't even know how to put into the words. I keep trying to think of them because, as everyone else always says, Chris is just, she is Santa for sure. I mean, Amanda has that right. She is just the most amazing person I've ever gotten to be with and work with as a company. I've never had a skincare company treat you the way she does and the way the educators do. I mean, no matter any question I ever had, they're always right there, right there to help you. No additional questions asked. They're just going to help you because that's what they're there to do. So really, so this whole thing is just, whew, yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you.
It's
And
amazing. I'm still trying to get it all wrapped around my head.
If you're going, what show did you choose to go to, Tina? Tell everybody.
So I'm going to go to New York. So what is it? IESCS, right?
Now it's the Be Well show. I
Yeah.
think it's changed its
Or
name.
oh, I
They've
think
kind
it's
of
called Be
changed
Well
stuff,
now.
but
Yes. Yeah. So that's where I'll be for 3 full days. So I get excited to meet everybody, really.
okay.
we're
No, well,
excited.
Thank
no, we are
you.
very excited. And it was funny. I'll say this: when I talked to Tina and told her on the phone, she's kind of quiet. She didn't say much. She's come back. I can see it about half an hour later. I get an email, and she's like, "Chris, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I didn't even know what to say. I couldn't talk." And she wrote me this whole little letter. She was like, "I didn't even know what to say when you told me." So she was like, was speechless.
I, I honestly didn't. I was like half awake.
So, what are you most looking forward to for this year?
Oh
Do you
my
know?
goodness. I'd say definitely meeting Chris in person.
Yeah,
So
see, Melissa,
Ah,
you've known me for how long? See, that's an honor to meet me. I don't
it,
even
it
think that,
is.
but
I mean, I've met Melissa twice and I got to meet Tatiana last year, and that was amazing. I mean, we sat there and huddled and talked oncology. So it was awesome. But yeah, to actually get to meet you, like Chris, in person and be able to thank you in person, not just through an email or a phone call or here, yeah, that like means a lot. So to just really show my appreciation for you and for you thinking of
you don't know
me.
what
And
you're in for because, boy, you can ask Amanda. We really put you to work. We slave drive you at the booth, and it's
oh,
really hard
great.
work. I forgot to mention that's part of the thing when you already accepted now, so it's too late to back out.
as long as you
Great.
bring me
Okay.
snacks, I'll be okay. I work off snacks, so
It's all right. I'll be able to handle it. I'll find a way.
Well, welcome to Team Awesome, and
Thank
we can't
you.
wait to spend the next 12 months with you.
Yeah, me neither.
Any other announcements you have, Chris?
Don't think I have anything right now. Just keep watching our socials for upcoming classes as we're getting stuff added. Make sure the new podcast launches next week called Hush Up and Listen. It'll be on Spotify. It will also be on our YouTube channel. Keep watching our YouTube channel. We'll move this whole video for the ones that missed it.
And
We're
we
going to
had
be
two new
putting it up
products
there on the
launched.
YouTube channel.
2 new products.
2 new products. What are you talking about?
Washcloths.
Oh, that
Oh,
one. Gosh. I thought you were sneaking some other things you're not supposed to be talking about. Wink, wink, everybody. There's more stuff coming down the pipeline this year. I was on the call with my chemist the other day on lip gloss and aftershave, and he was blabbing stuff he wasn't supposed to blab. So, but no, we've got new washcloths now. If you guys haven't seen them, they come 5 to a pack. Melissa sourced them for me. They're really cute. They've got little Hale Hush labels on them, like a little microfiber, very soft. So those are 5 to a pack. They're 7.50 wholesale, $15 retail. There's an opportunity for obviously, the Hydromelon launched this week. So if anybody hasn't tried that, that is out there. And then we also have a few other things coming in the next several months. So you guys just keep watching. But you know what? No bribing Tina because even Amanda's still a Hushie in my own mind. Both of those guys are going to get access to those new products first because they were Hushie of the year. So when those new
love
products, you don't be bribing them to find out what stuff is beforehand.
it.
Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
everybody.
Tina.
Yep,
Thank you,
congrats.
Congratulations,
Thank
Tina.
Amanda.
you, Amanda. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Amanda, see you
Bye,
later. No,
everybody.
goodbye. We're never going to talk to you again. No.
Yep, that's it. Bye.
Nice to know you.
Well, have a good night,
Okay, well,
everybody.
thank you guys for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I don't know how to stop the Zoom now. Here we go.